Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, here we are again. There's a pretty nice breeze tonight. So it's hot, but not unbearably. Prior to the last 2 days, it was unbearably hot. So, today I was walking around, and so 2 hours, like I always do. I try to make myself do the walking. If I don't do anything else, I try to do the walking. That's going to keep my heart nice and healthy. I'm not sure how the fires are going, if the fires are totally contained or not, but it doesn't seem like they're going to burn into civilization. They have before, you guys. Yes. And not far from here either. San Carlos is very, very close to La Mesa. So for that, I'm grateful. I bought this cup at 99 cents only, and I really like it. I think I'm going to buy a couple more. Keeps your drinks really nice and cool. And then, you know, I bought the Walmart Diet Coke for 74 cents. So for those of you who have been following me, a while back, I switched my channel up like you guys were hanging out with me. So you might be thinking, Rhoda, who wants to hang out with you? Well, when I was a hairstylist, that was part of my job. If the women liked to hang out with me, they would come in and get their hair done because it would give them a lift. Okay, I bought this great lipstick for 50 cents. It has a crack case. So if you have a 99 cent, and I have some on and I really like it. Look at this. This is a good deal for 50 cents, you guys. Yes, I got this marked down shopping. And so I was at the mall. I have spent very little money on food. I spent $5, I spent $8. I have most of the food left. So I want to keep stockpiling, so I want to show you what I bought today. I went to Walmart because Walmart is close. And I noticed that the chicken stuffing was 75 cents. I go, I'll buy that. That'll be good. You know, I can eat it. Maybe what I like is when I have turkey, leftover turkey meat. I have stuffing. I have turkey. I have cold gravy. I have salt and pepper and mayonnaise on bread. That is very delicious. I bought another crust mix for 52 cents because I don't want to be running out of bread. There's a possible wheat shortage in China. I'm watching China. I bought some ketchup because they have ketchup for 88 cents, which is 12 cents less than $1. So say 12%, because we're thinking about percents. I bought some peach sugar-free Jell-O. That is good if you've never tried it. I bought some strawberry Jell-O. I bought some stewed tomatoes. You guys, that Mexican rice I made with the prize-winning Mexican rice was delicious. Go to my Twitter. I put the recipe on there. Just go Rhoda Stone Twitter. I bought some hot dog. You know, you can put this stuff on hot dogs, but you can also add beans to it, or you can also add Velveeta cheese, and it makes great dip, you know, for tortilla chips. I bought some chicken gravy. It was 84 cents. So all the stuff I bought is storable. And then I bought this baking cocoa. Okay. If any of you watch Adapt 2030, he was in the coffee business. And as of right now, there is a bigger demand for cocoa, cola, and what was the other thing? Coffee, you guys. There is a bigger demand than the product, and we're supposed to be going into the grand solar minimum, and it's a temperamental crop. So this was $1.98, so I bought this. And then I bought a little can of potted meat for 50 cents. I think I figured out the potted meat made about 6 sandwiches. So I'll be, I'll be eating some of this and I'll be storing some of this. I posted a video for you guys, and it was an economist that is predicting a depression, not in the next couple of years, but somewhere in the decade. So I think the prudent thing is to prepare now. And I watched this one video, and it said never in time have people been able to prepare. So what is this? What is this stockpile? Toilet paper. Keep stockpiling toilet paper. The fact that it ever happened to us once seems to indicate that it could possibly happen again. God forbid. A lot of people thought the toilet paper thing was not a big issue. I beg your pardon. I think it was a very big issue. I think that was the most disgusting thing of the decade. Let me see if I can get this a little bit lower. Okay. Okay, so I was at the 99-cent store, and I found matching plates. Yes, to go with my tablecloth. So I'm using my party plates and my tablecloth now. And then I couldn't find my napkins. I do have some in there somewhere. So this is to guard my food from the horse flies. Flies and bugs have attacked my balcony. Okay, so here is, I made a filled sandwich, and if you want to see how I made it, it was on the video prior to this. But if they feed it in such a way, you'll be able to find it. Just Google Rhoda Stone filled sandwich. And all this is, remember that potted meat I bought? This could be any kind of sandwich. Uh-oh. I will eat the mess. Okay. Potted meat, boiled eggs. In the day, they usually used, here's what it looks like inside. This is good, you guys. Potted meat, boiled eggs, and then you mix it up like tuna salad, cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce. Now, if you want, you can just use the Spam. You can grind it in your blender. Just cut it in small pieces and press grind. Do a few at a time and grind any meat that way. Then I have some strawberries. If you arrange your meals, okay. If you have a small salad and fruit for lunch and eliminate all the junk food, it's cheaper anyway. Then I have some Jell-O, black cherry. And then I have some cherry yogurt. So I can enjoy myself on my balcony. Okay, now, this is a pomegranate tree I bought at 99 cents only, and it will be planted in the yard. And I grew this, it was probably not much bigger than this. It has generated quite a few climbing aloe veras. And then this is my, I don't know if it's showing, this is my poinsettia plant from Christmas. I'm hoping it survives. And then that is a bird of paradise plant, and that will be planted in the yard as well pretty soon. Okay, now yesterday I did brainstorming. A home like a fort, a home like a hideout, or a home like a warehouse. And I thought those were some pretty good ideas. Well, I came up with two more. So what we're doing is we're adjusting to the darn COVID, basically. How about a home like a spa? Now I was very influenced by movies, and so my dream life when I was a kid would be the movies once a week and a horse. My parents let me get the movies once a week, but they said no horse because people down the street let me use theirs. So I wasn't totally deprived, but I thought it would have been much better if I had my own. So I went to this movie, and it was about a spy, and what he did is like he put a piece of paper in the door, and then if the paper fell, that means somebody had been in his house, and he would make some sparse dinner because he was a spy. And then he had a coffee can with money, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. I never forgot that movie. How about a house like a spy? I like that. I'll be looking into that. Okay, the other movie, well, it was a series too, The Fugitive. There was never a fugitive like the original. It was such a great, one time, I was going to be like the fugitive, and I took off on a bus. You know how the fugitive would be escaping the law and he'd be riding on a bus out of town? So I took a bus, and the trip was going to be from California to Texas. I made it as far as El Centro. I could not stand it. Then I got on a plane, a small plane. I hit turbulence. I got back to San Diego, and I flew to Texas. But I loved, he was never in one place because, he was a fugitive. So a home like the fugitive. And you might be going, that is stupid. That's true. Okay, now this is good, you guys. Mine's a little bit smashed. This could be tuna. Really good if you make it with Spam and heat it. Spam, cheese, boiled eggs, mayonnaise, mustard, salt and pepper, and pickle relish. It's delicious hot. You just wrap it in foil, heat it, and then make fries. Yummy. I'm going to be doing tonight, later on, I'm going to be doing 7 cheap meals, 7 good ones. Okay, so the city has been burning. Yes. We've been having humongous fires, dangerous fires. Let me show you. If you've never been through one, you don't want to. It's really, really horrible, and I feel really, really bad for the firemen. But every fireman I have ever known is down for the job. God makes them tough somehow. So the winds, we had blazing hot weather and then wind, and that always starts the fires and makes them very hard to put out. So what happened is I'm walking around the mall and I see someone left this paper, and I go, oh great. So I took 2 more laps because they're $1.85. I watch the news on my phone, and it was still there, so I got a free free paper. It's like $2 free. Oh, and I saw an older gentleman today who was collecting cans, and I told him, try the trolley station, gas stations at 7-Eleven. Okay, so the wind was blowing the fire all over, and I think they have it pretty much under control now. At least it's not threatening the houses as far as I know. Okay, positive virus cases hit 400 at SDSU. One block up the street from me, you guys, yes. And as of 2 days ago, it was 184, so it has doubled, yes. And then there was a statistic that more policemen have died of the COVID than 9/11. Everyone was hysterical at 9/11. The police have to get out, deal with these crowds, no telling how many people in the crowds have come down with it. It's very dangerous, don't take the chance. Okay, so now, this is interesting. A lawsuit filed by one of the country's tribes revealed that COVID-19 was also spreading among casino employees and patrons in the early days of the pandemic, and that Sheriff Bill Gore, in an effort to get the casinos to close their doors, threatened to restrict access to the tribal land. So, okay, you won't close? Okay, we just won't let any cars go there. The August 6th suit was filed by Hamul Indian Village. Guess where the fire was? Hamul. Yes. And Hamul is very, very close to my son's house. So that was awful. So anyway, that was the news about the fire. So I was thinking on the way home, you know, you may remember I went to college years, you guys. I was walking by this man and he goes, well, you know, she went to college for 4 years. I go, I don't even want to think how many years I went to college, but it has served me well. And so I took this biology class. In the day, it could be biology or chemistry. I took chemistry, but then I also, for some reason, took biology. And so what we learned was the fires create nitrogen, which makes the crops grow better. So maybe something positive will come out of these fires. Most likely, you know, a lot of people think, you know, that we're down here unaided by God, but actually that's not true. There's another issue about these floods, is we have huge aquifers, underground water, and most likely those are full of water now too. So we have soil with nitrogen, good for growing crops, and we should have pretty full aquifers, good for agriculture too. And so then I just wanted to mention one more thing. Okay, well, I always complain about my hard life on the one hand, but if you suffer no hardship, you're going to get soft, and that's bad too. So like all of our hardships make us strong and hardy, and a lot of people are going, oh my gosh, you know, God is plaguing us all, and you know, the Satanists are going to come in, and our people are going to riot and tear up the city. I don't think so. I don't think that's the way it goes really in America. We're strong and hardy, and our hardships make us strong. I know that's the case in my case. My ex-husband, you know, was a Vietnam veteran, and it really colored our whole lives, and it was extreme hardship. For one thing, no crying, because crying doesn't do any good. And so, you know, we just didn't cry because, you know, you can't have like the infantry crying. But we didn't cry either because, you know, we just knew it wasn't going to do any good. I want to mention something about these strawberries. Okay, when I was young, I was just like I am now. I was always trying to come up was my best customer. So we went to this, like, an older lady, and she had like a little mixer for us, and she had some little hors d'oeuvres, and she had some of these little toothpicks, plastic, and I just thought it was the greatest thing. And she said, don't throw the toothpicks out, you can reuse them. I couldn't find any, and then lo and behold, they sell them at Dollar Tree. So I love everything on a toothpick, you guys. So we suffered a lot of hardship, and at my husband's funeral, they said, would anyone like to speak? And I'm thinking, are you kidding? Well, his sister got up, and I'll never forget what she said. She goes, I had this stroke, and I called Mike, and I said, what am I going to do? And he said, you're just going to have to put one boot in front of the other, just like the infantry. So, and she did, and she came out of it pretty good too. And here she was at the funeral telling us how she had a stroke, and my poor husband was 6 feet under. So a lot of our hardships really defined us. So, as a country, we have to say to ourselves, okay, I am bracing myself, but do I think this is a big one? Like Fred said for Elizabeth, this is a big one? No, I do not. Another thing, a lot of us are very grateful to the police and the firemen. And, it's really kind of sickening thinking about the police dying of the COVID. I mean, it's one thing if you have to go assist people, but, it's another thing if you're senselessly endangering your life. And those people have a family, just like the firemen. I can't imagine those poor wives of the firemen. Okay, so now, this is tasty, especially with this on top. So I want to encourage you all to find cheap meals. So what we're doing is we're slashing spending. Okay, when you have a huge amount of debt, like a national debt, that is the only thing you can do is just quit spending. I've spent very, very little money. Tonight I will be making a cheap dinner. I bought that chicken at Walmart, the chicken legs, the nice big juicy ones. And I love that Louisiana chicken, it's the coating, it's delicious. I might have chicken here. Chicken is very delicious. Also, I want to mention, if you guys haven't tried the Walmart macaroni and cheese, macaroni salad and coleslaw is really good. It's $2 and well worth it. Okay, you guys, please like, comment. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you have any great comments, suggestions, we would like to hear them. Hopefully it'd be nice if they were nice. So, okay, you guys, God bless you all.